this ride together. So please don't play loud music, block the aisles or exits, or take up more than one seat. Park bikes in designated areas. And to help us get you there on time, please don't hold the doors open.
They getting there tripping. I want to get this. You gotta be aesthetic. I need to get on it though. You gonna lie, bro. My headphones doing the thing where only one side work. But then like, if you move the right way, the other side work for like 2 seconds. They keep like leading me on to think that they kind of work. And I just keep disappointing myself. Bro, that is like a self-driving car, bro. Watch out for them, bro. They taking over, my God. Dang. I'd rather see that car than y'all see me, for real. But, I don't know, bro. I should be in class right now. It's whatever, though. It's whatever, though. Like, sometimes you gotta take a risk. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, you just got to... Oh, there go the light in the... But no, really though, I should be in class, but I'm fitted up right now. I got an event to be to, you know what I'm saying? I got real life to attend to. Sometimes real life is more important than school. Like, I just had a homie go to Paris for a week for fashion week, bro. Like, come on, gang, you can't tell me school that serious. You gotta miss everything. But do pay attention in class if you not in college right now, or if you in college. I don't know, bro. You don't even have to listen to me. I had somebody the other day tell me that knowing how to use public transportation, like, is aura, and they not lying. Like, how good of a conversation starter is it, or like interrupter, where you like, yeah, I know how to take the bus, and then everybody just on you like, bro, how you do it? How you do it? Like, it's something like for real. Like, I just know all the stops. Ain't gonna lie though, I'm not gonna lie. The bus need to lock in, cause where is it at? How am I supposed to know where the bus is? How did people do this with no technology? Like, imagine not having a phone. That's really like crazy. You just know when the bus comes. Like, come on. You don't know if it's gonna be here, if it's not gonna be here, if it got in a car accident. You just don't know. You just be at the stop, wait. Alright. Off the bus. It's true though. Really nice shoe. The Netta. I don't know. There's something nice about just walking, exploring, just chilling. Yeah. My bad if I don't really got no commentary. My bad if I don't really got no commentary with the video. Sometimes I really just don't know what to say. I'll just be cool. There's no sidewalk on this street. It's weird. This house tough.
Gatorade and Levi's. Welcome, Desmond. He's our moderator. And the next person I'm going to introduce doesn't need long of an introduction. He is an author. He is, goodness, hip-hop superstar, genius, creative director, Big Sean.
What's the deal, my Detroit sister? What's up?
Yeah.
You alright?
Anybody else out here in Detroit?
They like, nah. It's cool. It's cool. I was actually born in Santa Monica. It's like a wild story how I ended up in Detroit. A month old baby, but you know.
I mean, you're an incredible wordsmith, bro. I feel like you've invented flows. Okay, so, you know, how long have you been writing?
Man, I've been writing since probably 11 is when I wrote my first rap. Yeah, I was 11 years old, and that's when I knew I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper for sure. Like, off my first rap, I just was feeling it, and I remember the first person I rapped for was my mom, and she easily could have shot it down, and she didn't. So it's like, I really see the importance of like parenting and encouraging, yo, kids or your friends or whoever it is around you. You know, friends are kind of gonna shit on you a little bit just for fun anyway, you know. But so just to paint the picture, like growing up in Detroit, it's like we grew up in like the neighborhood that was, you know, definitely not good, and it was like definitely violent, definitely people. Like one time I saw like somebody getting dragged down the street, like tied to a car, dragged down the street on fire, literally. So crazy, you know, I'm sure everyone's seen some wild, even out here, wild hood shit going on. But anyway, you know, so at the time, you know, rap was kind of like, it was gangster rap was like running and shit, you know, like, so my mom knew that, and she could have easily been like, nah, I don't need you to do that, you know. She didn't even like me going over to like the block over, or like 2 blocks away, you know. I always had to stay in that realm.
Was that first rap hard?
You know what? I don't remember exactly what it was, but nah, it was true to me. So I remember when I first started rapping, I always rapped about the things that I was wanting in my life, as if I already had them, you know. So I would be rapping on like, before I came to LA, I was saying shit like, nah, I'm on Rodeo, fresher than a day old, you know, stuff like that. And I took it serious, and I treated it as a job the whole time, and I didn't know why. I knew that this is what I was after, this is what I knew my intention was. I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but I realized later that that's not the important part. You never really have to worry about how it's gonna happen when you got that faith that you really can make it happen, you know? When you walking on that bridge of faith that you can't see below you, but you know it's there, and it's gonna guide you to the other side of that cliff, you know what I mean?
I'm assuming that you're a highly competitive person. I think the platform, the genre of hip hop,
right,
will keep your pen sharp. It'll keep you wanting to up your game and do better.
Right. Man, what made me want to write a book is, well, and as far as competitive, I kind of just really am competitive with myself more so. Because I realize comparing yourself to other people and like doing that, that's like a slippery road, you know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
We are often creating work and comparing ourselves to other brands that we're competing against, or, you know, so how do you look at competition in a healthy way?
Well, I think it's like, it's all egotistical, because you can look at it as competition and be happy as well for your competition, as opposed to like be mad. Because you realize that any feelings that you give towards anything else is really you giving your feelings back towards yourself. So what I mean is, like, if you get cut off in traffic and you like, man, fuck this guy, like, you know, it's like you're mad, but he's not mad. You're the one that's mad, so it's like you're sending that to him, but it's really coming back to you. You're the one that's left mad. You're the one whose world is disturbed. So that goes the same with anything that you create and anything that you're doing. It's like you're really wasting your time sometimes by going further than just recognizing someone, admiring them, and you can let that inspire you as opposed to let that belittle you, because it really is. If you have bitterness towards someone else doing well, if you think that their thing and stuff isn't good and you hating on it, it's a difference to have an opinion and to be like, oh, okay, I could have done that better or differently, than to be like, oh, that fucking sucks, this guy sucks. It's like you really are projecting that right back to yourself. So, you know, it really doesn't pay off to be a hater that much, you know what I mean? So that is kind of the difference of like being competitive, but also detaching your ego away from it. And I think you'll be more productive that way. You can be more inspired that way. And yeah, that's the art. I feel like that's the mind of a true artist, as opposed to like someone who's trying to be an artist. You really have a whole universe inside you. It's like all your cells. There's trillions of cells. There's trillions of neurons. There's trillions of messages being sent from one thing to another to make something happen. So it's like you really are a whole universe inside of you on your own, and you really have the power of creating, just like the universe we live in. It's really just like a smaller version that gets like keeps getting enhanced more and more. I don't know if you guys ever seen those things of like a universe, then it's like a marble, and then it comes out. It's like we really are. Yeah, you know what I mean. We really are these like incredible beings, and we fought so hard to be here. And I hope you remember that when we like. It's been times where I wanted to take my own life. You know what I'm saying? It's been times where I've been that frustrated with it. It's been times where like it's been hard like that, but. You know, we just remember that it was hard to get here. Like when you, I don't know how many of you are parents or plan to be parents one of these days, but you realize how hard it is to be pregnant or to even have a child, make it all the way through. And you see like how really without us knowing, we all really fought to be here. So we gotta remember that we're here for a real reason. But
we beat a whole lot of other sperm.
We beat a whole lot of other sperm, for sure. I remember the odds is like 1 billion times the odds of winning the Mega Millions or some shit like that. So anyway, the reason I wrote a book is because my whole life, all I do every time I'm in the studio with somebody, every time I'm always like preaching to them when they calling for it, when they be like, man, I'm this, I'm frustrated, and that's just part of my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So. When I did an interview, a podcast with Jay Shetty, and at the end of it, he was like, bro, you gotta write a book. You gotta just write a book.
You weren't thinking about it before that?
Nah, something I always wanted to do, I guess, like kinda in the distance. But then like, when you start losing family members, you start losing friends, you start losing mentors, you know, you just realize how much time we don't have. And how nothing is promised, like tomorrow isn't promised. So it's like if you have an idea of something, you might as well get it out. So he was the one telling me that, like, bro, get it out, like just do it. Like what he was like, what we talked about today is a whole book. And he was like, I don't really say that to people. So he kind of like gave me that push, and I was thinking it would be way easier to write a book, and it was not that easy.
Can you tell us about that process and how it's different from your normal writing process?
Oh, shit. It's like, bro, flow as far as like, you just vibing, you know? It's like you in the studio, you vibing, you hear something, you might hear something that inspires you, blah, 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 right? It's like, sometimes you can make a song in 20 minutes, sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it's everything, everyone is different. So when you translate that to writing a book, it is completely, it's like using a whole different side of your brain almost. It's still creative writing, but you have to figure out how you're gonna tie things together, what's the central theme, or you gotta just think about it on a whole different scale. And so while that was happening, it was like I was also having my first child, and I was also working on an album, and I was just like, I don't know, just living, it's hard just being a black man in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? So it's like just going through life, and it was tough to balance. That was one of the biggest lessons I learned, is balance and setting boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because people will definitely come at you crazy and think that you're a dickhead or you know what it is, just even because your life is ever changing, so sometimes you change with it. Sometimes it's like you gotta put those boundaries up, or fall back, or whatever it is, your version of that. And I set up a lot of boundaries, and people who I've had repertoires with like my whole life has just kind of like shifted. Some people leave, but you realize that the people who really care about you understand that these are non-negotiable things, and that they love you unconditionally. So and realize that all of this business, identity, career, who you are to the world is second to who you are as a person, who you are, being aligned spiritually, mentally. I started working out. I started just taking better care of myself, and that's something I didn't do. I always put myself last. I would always just be wiped out and tired and pop a pill or do something, instead of just being like, I need a fucking day. I need 2 days. I actually need a week. I need to do this. I need to do that, and I figured that power out for sure.
One more?
One last question.
Okay.
One of my favorite, boundaries. You just spoke on it. It said boundaries can be hard to put up in this business in regard to work-life balance. How are you able to enforce your boundaries successfully?
Well, successfully, there's no such thing as an unsuccessful boundary to me. It's like once you put it up, it is. So it's just like, you just gotta have enough confidence in yourself. That's what it comes down to, enough faith in yourself that you're not an opportunist and that you don't need every single little thing that's coming your way. Not even just as professional, just like, oh, you wanna go out? Okay, let's go out. Oh, you wanna do that? Okay, let's go. Oh, I gotta go support them, I gotta do that. It's like, you gotta set your boundaries to where you straight first. And you may not be able to do everything, but that is just like comes with loving yourself and being confident enough in yourself that whatever's meant for you is gonna happen. So just coming to that out of necessity, out of just being completely like fed up, you know? So if you guys can do that and set boundaries in your life without having to go through like the trauma, good for you. That's the whole point of like putting it in a book or whatever, you know. I have a song called Boundaries too that's literally about the same thing. And it's just like, try and learn. You don't always have to go through it yourself to get the energy of it, you know what I mean?
And I think, I'll add on to that, man. I think you mentioned it earlier as well. You had family and friends who were supportive when you started sharing those boundaries.
Yeah, some of them started putting up their own boundaries too. Like, oh shit, all right, that's what we doing, you know. And that's good.
That's good,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So I think in our environment where we're all collaborating with each other and we all have to trust and respect one another, so that when we do hear of a boundary that one of our colleagues needs, we're like, no doubt, this is the squad. We got you.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a dick about it though. Remember that. Like, you don't have to like use boundaries as an excuse to not do anything. You know, like, I feel like you gotta use we all have our own, we all are empathetic people, you know?
Hey man, it's Sean Don. You know, we all, you know, east side, 7 Mile, Better Mile, you know what I'm saying? It's on the other side of the camera, you know, so it is what it is, man. The city, the crazy thing about Detroit is that wherever we go, that's where Detroit is at. You know, I realized that when I went around the world and went to Japan and went to wherever we at, it's like Detroit is there as well, you know, so it's something about the mentality that's bigger than just the city, man. And I'm not being biased. It is what it is, you know. You know, we give a lot of game. People take a lot of styles, a lot of things from us, and it's like they got no choice because we the source, we the creators. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I rep that deep. You know, cry all day. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. All right, and much luck to you.
I appreciate God bless you. Appreciate you. All right, that's it.